Pathmonk is the intelligent tool for website lead generation. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in their buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathmonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50%. Add Pathmonk to your website in seconds. Let the AI do all the work and get access to 50% more qualified leads while you keep doing marketing and sales as usual. Check us on pathmonk.com. Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have William Gasner from Stack Influence, maker and marketer, CMO there with them. How are you doing today, William?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on, Ernesto.
Awesome. Great to have you on here with us, William. And well, curious, right? I'm sure our listeners are tuning in, wondering what Stack Influence is all about. So in your own words, can you tell us a little bit more?
Absolutely. So Stack Influence is a marketplace platform which automates product seeding collaborations between brands and micro influencers. And we do that at scale. So think hundreds to thousands of collaborations a month. Benefits of it: influencers get products they love, they make money, they build their influencer resumes, and brands get to increase their online awareness, they boost up their sales, and they even accumulate image and video content that they get full rights license to utilize on other marketing initiatives and advertising. That's basically Stack Influence in a nutshell. I can go much deeper, but quick synopsis.
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's interesting. And so that way our listeners could get a good understanding then. So that, what would you say, would you solve, because you're having two, right? You have the influencer and then you have the client itself who wants to sell. So what problem then do you solve? Is it for to combine somebody where they could find more influencers, or what would you say is a key problem that you guys solve?
Absolutely. So being kind of a two-sided marketplace, we're a middleman to connect both influencers and brands. On the brand side, the major issue we're solving, so one thing to note is we predominantly focus on direct-to-consumer e-commerce companies. Majority of our clients actually sell on kind of online marketplaces like Amazon, Walmart. Challenges e-commerce companies face naturally in this online world is, first off, building an actual strong and recognizable brand, but also breaking through the competition. There's more e-commerce brands than ever these days. So how do you kind of break through that noise, especially on online marketplaces where a lot of our clients utilize our services? So a few things that what we do is, first, solve a pain point of building up and strengthening your brand, developing good content, so image, video content that you can reutilize for, again, advertising campaigns, marketing campaigns, etc. As well as actually driving traffic, right, to boost up your sales, increase your search relevance on marketplaces like Amazon. And the challenge also with just dealing with influencers in general is finding the right people, finding enough of them, and managing them. And all three of those things our platform solves for. So scaling up, automating everything from A to Z, actually using a lot of AI systems, and then accomplishing relevant or economics of scale to hundreds to thousands of influencer collaborations a month.
Okay, awesome. Great. So then who would you say, is there a vertical that, so I mean, you were talking about e-commerce, and as far as clients, you know, as far as you would say brands, is there a brand that you guys like to focus on? And for creators, is there a certain type of creator that you guys like to focus on as well?
Good questions. So there are some, first off, beauty, fashion, fitness, cosmetics, and food brands usually work the best for us. Things that integrate into natural people's lifestyles. People love posting on social media. Certain niches don't work as well for influencer promotions, specifically like product niches. So for example, athlete's foot cream, right? May make millions of dollars online, but people don't want to go on social media and talk about their fungus on their feet. So things like that can obviously be difficult. Some people might want to talk about that, but difficult to actually scale out. So we work with a wide range of different brands. Again, we're focused on e-commerce, but we are evolving our platform to help whether you're a SaaS product or an app. On the influencer side, we also do have a pretty specific niche, which is nano or micro influencers. So for those who don't know what that is, basically kind of everyday average social media users, people with predominantly less than 100,000 followers, who normally are willing to do promotions in exchange for product compensation, or kind of small monthly fees, right? Build their influencer resume, actually get a product and promote something that really fits with their aesthetics and their consumerist desires. And benefits to them is naturally they're more authentic with their promotions, right? If you're doing something for a product as opposed to money, you are actually desiring the product. And so your testimonial, your promotion ends up being much more trustworthy, authentic, and you're promoting to kind of a close-knit community of followers.
That's like, okay, awesome. Great to hear that from you. And so how would a brand or creator usually find out about Stack Influence? Is there a top client acquisition channel that you guys have with it?
So we have a few. Naturally, being a marketplace platform, we always have 2 users to acquire, which is a challenge. And there's always equilibrium difficulties, right? If you have too many influencers and not enough brands, the influencers are not going to be happy. If you have too many brands and not enough influencers, the brands aren't going to be happy. So big acquisition channels for us. We are huge advocates at cold outreach strategies. So like email, DM, SMS, finding people online through various sources, both on social media and e-commerce platforms, and then reaching out to them and pitching a value prop. We also deploy a lot of advertising campaigns on social platforms and search engines. Last but not least, influencer marketing. We dog food our own product, as they like to say. So use influencers to attract both influencers and brands, and even have referral programs internally to take advantage of our own networks, connections, and create kind of feedback loops to have people incentivized to attract their friends and their own connections to join our platform on the influencer side specifically.
All right, perfect. Great stuff there. And so for our listeners, you could always check them out at stackinfluence.com. I am here on the website. William, what role does the website play for either brands or creators as far as some acquisition for you guys?
So websites also a major acquisition channel for us. We are huge proponents of website optimization and SEO. We build out custom landing pages basically for every single one of our marketing initiatives. You build trust, you capture leads, you engage with people in a customized manner, similar to kind of a value prop of Path Monks. And also website SEO is a huge initiative for us, as I mentioned, something that we're really investing a lot in 2024. Specifically as search engines evolve with the advent of kind of some new AI algorithm updates, but just lots of low-hanging fruit on the SEO side, from increasing blogging capacity, landing page development, funnel optimization. Obviously, SEO is somewhat of a longer-term initiative, but by far most cost-effective marketing channel in the arsenal for driving quality leads, finding people in their journey, and doing it for cheap.
Definitely are. Awesome. Great to hear that. And well, you being the CMO there, are there any tools, methods that you would recommend our listeners as far as some lead generation?
Absolutely. I also used to run a web development agency in my past life. So I have lots of techniques, big strategies question of just like optimization of websites or generating leads to a website.
To a website. Yeah.
So first off, mentioned a few things that we also do internally that are very positive, but content. I can't advocate more for getting your brand out there by creating blog posts, actually case studies, white papers, etc., to attract people online. But obviously influencer marketing is where I live and breathe it. So getting people nowadays is people are bombarded by ads, honestly, even though advertising still works. We're oversaturated, in my opinion, whether you're on a website, whether you're on social media. And so things being more authentic, right? And that also comes in the form of content, right? Like writing articles that then attract people in a more authentic manner, having actual real people talk about your product who are relevant, that attract people to your website. Those are some of the best approaches that I would advise, whether you're a software company or an e-commerce brand, to utilize these days.
Definitely some great tips there. Well, and let's switch gears a little bit and let's talk about you, a leader, I mean, co-founder, CMO there with Stack Influence. What are some key tasks you focus on your day-to-day work?
So I oversee all things marketing and advertising, naturally being the CMO. Also dabble a bit in our sales processes because we are big proponents of not having a large disconnect between marketing and sales. We believe it's very important to kind of have coexisting ecosystem there. But day to day, doing a lot of strategy, analysis, team management. We implement, if you're familiar, the audience is familiar with OKRs, objective key results, with our team, keep us all aligned. And so I personally am always aiming to stay and keep our team on pace with our goals, make quick changes to strategies if things are not moving in the right direction or going as planned. And yeah, that's predominantly what my days are consumed with. Lots of emails too.
That can be helpful. Definitely. Awesome. All right. Well, let's jump into our next section here, William. It's our rapid fire question round. So are you ready for them?
Ready.
Awesome. Well, first off, what is the last book that you read?
Last book I read was Blitz Scaling by Reid Hoffman. Great book for anyone who's in a big stage of growth for their business.
All right. Awesome. Great read there. Now, what is one single thing that your company is focused on at the moment the most?
Main thing that we're focused on the most, honestly, is user acquisition. So scaling up more leads on both influencers and brand side, and finding ways to do it cost effectively.
Definitely. Okay. Now, if there would be no boundaries in technology, Will, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
Good question. I would say perfect customer tracking attribution. So finding it's becoming harder these days with privacy concerns and also cookie tracking about to die on Google in 2024. So being able to actually know where your clients or customers are coming from, track them properly is the holy grail, in my opinion. If you can do that perfectly, that's what would be my no boundary technology.
Definitely awesome. I think that would be key, right? It helps out with that ROA. So definitely would be nice to have. Next up is, if there's one repetitive task that you could automate, what would that be?
Repetitive tasks. First up, I'm automating everything these days. Amazing with the advent of Zapier and other tools with AI. But one task I would prefer to automate, I would say email. Even though something that consumes all of our days, am becoming a lot more efficient using some AI to do things, but email just consumes so much of my time. So if I could automate that completely, it would be very nice.
Absolutely. I think everybody would agree with that. That's one of the most kind of like lingering things that you got to do every day, and it hasn't been something nice to work around it. Love asking this question, especially with someone like you, right? Co-founder, CMO, you have a lot of experience already. But what is one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
Another good question. I would have to say focusing on content creation and SEO as early as possible. Specifically, content compounds, and wish I had built out content much earlier in our journey and optimized for search ranking, just because having that solid flow of inbound leads from people finding you online and not having to spend money on acquiring them is an absolute goldmine, as well as good content becomes a foundation for so many other marketing initiatives, right? From like your online ads, to your social content, to your newsletter, to a sales nurturing campaign. So having that solid foundation is a dual factor of both strengthening your brand, building assets for other initiatives, and also driving leads that you don't have to really pay a dime to acquire.
Definitely. All right. Great. Some advice for our listeners there. Well, William, thanks a lot for being on the show with us today. I do want to give you the last word. If someone forgets everything about the interview today, what is that one thing they should remember about your company?
One thing is, where do you want to find micro influencers? And if you want to find them without lifting a finger, go to Stack Influence.
Whether you guys heard it, you could always check them out at stackinfluence.com, connecting brands to everyday creators. William, thank you so much for being on. To our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in and looking forward to our next episode at PathMonk Presents. Thanks a lot, William.
Have me on.